Hi everyone, welcome to Pandas For Productivity, the show where I put a business person's spin on analyzing data, in solidarity with all my colleagues who were impacted by the latest round of layoffs at Expedia this week. This is my Expedia mascot bear. I still have fond memories of my days there, and I'm sure that you do too. It's been a wonderful journey together, and this vlog is in the spirit of everybody upskilling together in order to come back better when the market recovers, regardless of which industry or which company we end up with. Today I'm going to talk about creating Numpy ranges on dates. This is because many Python courses are going to teach you how to use the arange function on a set of numbers, because they are aimed mainly at data scientists and scientific computing communities. However, for business analysis, a lot of time is spent on looking at performance over time, and so time series is an area which is under-documented in traditional courses but very important to our community. Without further ado, I'm going to start talking about the basic structure of Numpy's arange. It has three arguments: the start, the stop, and the step, and then there is also an optional argument called the data type or dtype, which is what you will need to use when you are calling the function on dates. A quick recap on the basic parts of this function. The start is the value where you want your series to start at, and then the stop would be the value one after the one that you want to stop at. So if you want every even number from 0 up to 10, for example, you would start at 0 and you would not stop at 10, but you would stop at 12. And then there's your step, which is the interval in values between each of the successive values in this array. So in this case, that would be 2. So, what changes when we call the arange function on dates? Well, we need to tell Numpy that it is dates that it is working with, and therefore we need to call the dtype argument and give it a date times 64 parameter. So here I am calling the arange function to get a series of dates from the 1st of October till the 31st of October of 2020. And I use date times 64d in the dtypes to tell Numpy that we are calling this on dates specifically. So what's going to happen if you didn't enter anything into the dtype parameter? Well, let's give it a try. As you can see, it blows up Numpy because dates are very precise. They go to the millisecond. So if you're going to put a step of 1 and you're not going to tell Numpy that you are calling this function on days, it's going to assume that you want an interval of 1 millisecond, and so that's going to create a huge array and overwhelm Numpy. I'm going to go through another 2 examples that are the most important for business purposes. The first is the hour. So let's say you want to study customer behavior and look at what hour of the day that your customers are most likely to shop your site and to buy. That is when you can split up a day into hours. This example splits up the 20th of October into 2-hour intervals. Note that the date times 64 parameter, it uses the lowercase h for hours, whereas days use an uppercase D. So the second example looks at weeks. Here I'm trying to pull all the weeks started Monday within the month of October 2020. If I do this just using the usual start, stop, step approach with the dtype of date times 64W, which stands for weeks, what I'm going to get is that the week doesn't start on Monday. It starts on Thursday. This is a peculiarity which I'm going to explain now. It's because Python calculates weeks starting from the Unix epoch, which is the 1st of January 1970, which happened to be a Thursday. So this may have made sense to a programmer, but it doesn't make much sense in the business world. How are you going to transform this range of dates to start on Mondays? You can use the type delta 64 function in Numpy to add on a time delta of 4 days in order to convert all the Thursdays into Mondays. The code is here. To round off this episode, this is a complete list of the time delta parameters that you can use with the Numpy arange function. Not all of them are going to be equally useful for business, but I just want you to have a complete reference. I hope that this was useful, and thanks for watching.